good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Miss Phins Show. I am your host, Miss Phins. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming through, guys. Hit that like button. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Let everybody else know we are live. Thank you. Much appreciated. Today, we get to talk about our defense review, guys. So hit that like button, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate all y'all. Whew. We got our end of the season review. We have what do you call it? Um oh man. We're reviewing the end of the season. I mean, I don't know what other way of saying it. It's kind of self-explanatory, you know what I mean? And since we already got 3 years in the books for McDaniel, we're gonna compare and contrast between this year and what we see from the other years as well, because I feel like it's a good place to kind of start, and just so we can see the progression of this team overall. There are going to be some changes, obviously. Not everything has been the same, but that's the whole point. Compare, contrast, see how we've been doing, and where can we get better. So we're going to be discussing that. Obviously, we're going to be going through 22, 23, and then obviously 24. So thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. Our awesome member, one of our awesome members, we got Villain in the building. Good morning. Welcome. Aquavision first in the chat as always. What's up, man? Andre, welcome. Good morning. Happy Thursday morning, Miss Fins. Hope you and the fam are good. Thank you. We are. Thank you. Dolphin Don in the building. Good morning. Thank you. Vamos Gatos in the building. Good morning, Miss Fins. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, buddy. Hey, how about them American hockey players, baby? Let's go. Represent. I'm just saying. Why not? Look, I like the rivalry. I'll tell you this. Real quick side note. The whole thing with Canada and the booing of our anthem and whatever, and us literally getting into 3 fights in 9 seconds. Um, I like that. It's a good rivalry. You know what I mean? I don't like nobody disrespecting my national anthem. That's just not. But I'm not entirely surprised. You know what I mean? We're in a different place, so makes sense. Um, but I'll tell you this though, rivalries are great, and when you get that kind of a fuel, and you see your boys going out there and destroying, it just makes everything feel so good. Makes you so much more prouder. So go on, boys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okie dokie. So let's get this puppy started, ladies and gentlemen. As always, you already know how to hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Let's continue. We're going to be talking about awesome content all off season tomorrow. I'm going to give you guys an update, talk about the NFL important dates that we got to talk about. And then we're going to go over a few other stuff. I know there's a couple things that's already happened, I haven't gotten to yet, but no worries. Y siempre pues. Y siempre pues. Mostly because, I just haven't gotten to it. Anywho, guys, let's go ahead and get this puppy started. Let me zoom in a little bit more so we can all see these numbers. Okay, there you go. Why not? Why not make it insanely large, for us? So let's go ahead and start it. This is the 2024 or this year's stats, guys. Again, we're going to talk about last year's and the year before that too, but we're going to start out with this. As far as the defensive rank, ladies and gentlemen, so mid-season, just so you guys are aware, we were ranked 17th in points allowed. 17th. Mm, that was this mid-season. We ended up being 10th, ladies and gentlemen. Our goal is to be top 10. Our defense, mind you, with our brand new DC in Anthony Weaver, oh, that man is awesome. Mm. Anywho, with our brand new DC with Anthony Weaver, we went from being halfway through the season at 17th to top 10, which is what you want. You want to be top 10. When it comes to yards, we were fourth. Guess what? We stayed at fourth in not allowing yardage. Now, in turnovers, this is the part that kind of frustrates me. 27th, we were this year. We remained the same way from actually when it comes to taking turnovers and taking fumble losses. We were ranked 27th midway through the season. We're still 27th at the end with turnovers, but we did improve when it comes to intercept and fumbles losses. We went from 29th fumble losses taken to 23rd. So you've seen an improvement overall scoring allowed. We got way better. And overall taking our fumble losses. We're recovering fumble losses. That's good. You want to see some sort of progression, you know? I think that works. No, 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 no. That works. Y'all can see the numbers. Okay. So that was this year so far where we're at. Before I go into before I go into the passing game real quick. Just so you guys know, with a different DC last year, Vic Fangio, we ended the season. Oh, come on, baby. What are we doing? There you go. Last year with Vic Fangio, we ended the season at 22nd on defense when it comes to point scoring. When it comes to yards allowed, we were 10th. But two things that we were absolutely top five in the league was getting turnovers and getting fumble recoveries. We were ranked eighth and fifth in the league. So we were allowing points, which is not good, obviously. But when it comes to being a very opportunistic defense and having active hands, we definitely got that last year. Absolutely got that last year. Let me. Okay, this is a little too crazy and zooming in too hard. Now let's get to the passing game, right? And even the year before that, when we had, who did we have the year before that? We had, no, seriously, who did we have the year before that? Um, what's his name from the Flores era? You know who I'm talking about. That year, we were 24th in points allowed, 30th in turnover, 28th in fumble loss recoveries. So it was a pretty bad defense the first year that McDaniel got here. Overall, it was, especially when it came to the passing game. In the passing game, not really that good. In the rushing game, though, very good. We were a much better rushing defense 2 years ago than we were recently. Let's just say, right? So let me show you this. Let's go over first. Let's go over the passing game. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Rankings are misleading because it only tells your team's stats versus other teams when you are looking a year over year. Yeah, I prefer solid numbers. It's true. But I'm showing you the solid numbers, guys. So I'm showing you the solid. You're not, you're getting overall. That's where we're in the rankings, but you can see the raw data is on top of it in case you didn't know. Key example opponent stats. When it comes to points allowed, guess what? 364 points allowed total. That's what we allow this past year. Last year with Vic Fangio, we allowed 391 points. So you're getting the raw data is right there. The raw data is also right there. Now, when it comes to the passing game, let's talk about it. We were pretty decent. We were pretty decent in the passing game. I mean, heck, we were pretty decent in the passing and the rushing. Look at this. Ninth in both rushing and passing yards allowed. Midway through the season, we were ranked fourth in yards allowed for passing. And in rushing yards allowed, we were ranked 13th. So we got a little bit worse from midseason to now, dropped back when it comes to the passing game, but we extensively improved in the rushing game. So we kind of became a more well rounded defense, not just stopping the run, but also, um, taking care of the passing game and our secondary was actually pretty good. They weren't world beaters. Relax. That's not what I'm saying at all. But we were pretty decent. Let's just say that. Now the most important thing is what I always say, guys, is touchdowns, points. How did we do in points? Halfway through the season, passing touchdowns, we were ranked sixth. We remained throughout the season. At the end, six. Okay. Consistency. Our forced interceptions in the passing game, we went from 23rd to 22nd. Okay, we improved a little bit. Good. Better hands in the rushing game. We went, like I said, 13th in yardage, ended up being ninth overall, which is good. And in the touchdown, rushing touchdown allowed, we were ranked 27th, moved all the way up to 7th. So one thing that we were really bad at, really, really bad, was our D line. Interesting, right? Because when you got Calais Campbell, you got Sealer, you know what I mean? You'd expect for us to be like, oh my gosh, super good in that D line, stopping the run. But one thing that actually helped us out this season, it's and I think Sealer played really well, and so did Campbell. But um, give me a second. But one thing that I feel like we got pretty good at, what's our linebacking? Having Anthony Walker Jr., Jordan Brooks, that really helped us. That really helped us. Especially like when you got Ogba doing much better, you had Dodson, our backup, obviously doing better. Duke Riley will always be status quo. I mean, I think we improved we improved as far as our line backing core more than anything else. And I think that's what really helped us in that run game to fill those gaps. Because having Benito Jones, especially, I mean, they got us in this base 3-4 defense. At least that's what ESPN says. So you got your nose tackles, your two DNs. Um, but even so, I never felt like Benito Jones was that good of a player for us to really rely on him in that D line. He did pretty decent. But what made the difference for us, in my opinion, is our linebacking core. And that you got to give it up to the main guy that comes to mind: Dodson, Ogba, Riley. Those are the main guys where I'm like, ooh, okay. Once in a while, you might have heard of Channing Tindall, or Mohamed Kamara. I still don't understand why they didn't play Mohamed Kamara. So, as like, I know you're trying to develop guys, but why didn't we use them as much? But the number one guy, regardless of anything else, is Jordan Brooks. Jordan Brooks. Jordan Brooks. Jordan Brooks was such a key player in that defense, especially in that run game. You don't go from 27th to 7 without having really great, really, really great linebacking presence. I mean, absolutely amazing. I was so ecstatic. I was ecstatic. For me, I was very happy to go from 27th, from being one of the worst teams and stopping the run, to literally top 10. This is why at the end of the season, ladies and gentlemen, we're ranked 10th in scoring, which is the most important. What's up, Michael K, one of our awesome, awesome members? Dolphin Don, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see here. So yeah, very proud of the guys in this defense. I always get told how defense isn't anything, how we're not that good, our defense is not carrying this team. I'll tell you this, I feel like we did a lot more. Like, I feel like the defense outperformed based on what was allotted. When you have not one, but two of your starting edge and Phillips and Chubb out practically the entire year, you had to have guys come in and back them up. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't good, man. It was not. It wasn't a good look. It was not a good look having those guys being out all season long, having the DC having to figure it out. You know what I mean? But that's the making of a good coach. Now there is something that, man, I don't know if I should say tomorrow, but I really hope there is one thing out there that doesn't happen, because if we are setting ourselves up for what I think might be happening in the future for this upcoming season, then it's just going to be another travesty, in my opinion. And it'll be just another wasted season. But we got to see. Now, that was, again, when it comes to the run game, absolutely, you got to shout out, give it up to the D line and to the linebackers. To the D line and linebackers. Shout out to him, because to get those guys to really work cohesive, especially, I mean, with, I know you're trolling or whatever, Michael K. Oh, Dotson couldn't keep his job in other places or blah, blah, blah. Okay. Maybe sometimes guys need new places to be at. Look at Sam Darnold. Went from the trash Jets to taking the Vikings all the way up to deep in the playoffs. What up, Lance? Welcome, buddy. Good morning, AB. So you're seeing this right here. To me, I'm extremely happy. All year long, our defense only allowed 12 rushing touchdowns. That's it. Only 12 rushing touchdowns. That means our main focus this year defensively, obviously, it's all based on the opponent. I mean, we're not going to pretend like it's not. It's all based on the opponent, obviously, right? But even then, to go from where we were, excuse me, we were ranked 17th all the way up to top 10. Congratulations, Coach Weaver. I think that you definitely did a great job with this team. And now let's go back really quickly for the passing game. Because it's not like it was like it didn't improve at all. Yeah, in yardage we allowed a little extra yards. Okay, cool. But we stayed steady. We're ranked sixth midway through the season. Midway through the season. Last year, ladies and gentlemen, in our passing game, your Miami Dolphins under Rick Fangio, in the passing game, we were ranked 25th at the end of the season when it comes to passing touchdowns allowed. And we were ranked 17th when it came to rushing touchdowns allowed. Now, we allowed only 15 rushing touchdowns. That's it. So it was what? We allowed 3 more rushing touchdowns than this season. Okay, cool. There you go. Some raw data for you, villain. We allowed 3 less touchdowns this year than we did last year. Okay, cool. What about the passing touchdowns? How many total touchdowns did we allow? We allowed in the passing game 27 passing touchdowns. This year, we only allowed 22. So we went from 27 passing touchdowns allowed to 22. And we went from 17, 17, my bad, 15 rushing touchdowns to 12. So guess what? It's still an improvement. It may not seem like a lot. It might not seem like a lot, but that's still an improvement, especially with the first year of him being the DC. It typically, and I tell you guys this, whenever you have a new DC, whenever you're implementing a new defense, and you guys know I love defense, I usually give about 6 to 8 weeks, which is roughly half the season, between a third to half the season, for the defense to kind of gel, get a lot of the kinks out and things like that. You're seeing it, you know what I mean? Our goal was to be top 10 mid-season. I gave us a grade of C in defense mid-season. Why? Well, guess what? We weren't top 10. We were still 17th, allowing too many points allowed. at the time, halfway through the season. Now you got, hold up, because this isn't the only thing we take a look at. You guys know. Is it this one? Okay. No, it ain't this one. Let me scroll down. Ah, here it is. Our defense when it comes to third down conversion, baby. Third down conversion is what? Halfway through the season when it came to third down. The money down. Everybody knows which one's the money down. What up, Shake Money? Welcome. The money down. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, G Man. Welcome. Halfway through the season, we were ranked 6. Guess what? We remained 6. Good. Consistency. Still top 10 in third downs. What about fourth down? This is where we improved the most out of, in my opinion, we had the biggest jump out of any other team in the league. We went from 19th in fourth down conversions, stopping fourth down conversions, because remember, we're on defense right now. We were ranked 19th in the middle of the season. And at the end of the season, we ended up top 10 at 6. That is a huge improvement, ladies and gentlemen, in fourth down conversion. What does that mean? Out of the 209 third down attempts, we only allowed 75 to get completed. Out of the 20 fourth down attempts, we only allowed 10. 50% rate. Now, guess what? That's not good. You know what I mean? In my opinion, it's not good. It's not like, ooh, super stellar. But last time I checked, even 50%, only allowing 10 in the entire year, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Only allowing 30, let's say 36%. In third down conversions, that's pretty good. Now in plays that ended up in the red zone and turned out to be touchdowns. Midway through the season, ladies and gentlemen, we were ranked 16th in the league. 16th in defense. We were mid. Super mid. We ended up at 4th in red zone percentage. So overall, out of the 55 red zone trips our opponents took, we only allowed 27 to score touchdowns. Every other one, either we pushed back out of the red zone and forced them to punt. Even if we stopped them from scoring a touchdown, forced them to punt, or even forced them to kick a field goal. What up, Mr. Puss in the building? Good morning, Miss Phins, Phins family, everyone in here. Hit the like button, subscribe, support the Miss Phins show. Let's go. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. AB says, I take Fangio over Weaver. Okay, cool. I like Fangio. I'm not trying to throw any shade to Fangio. I'm showing you. Remember, guys, you could have the greatest coach ever. If your players are not executing, you're not going to be successful. We also have to take that into consideration. Like a lot of this also is players executing what they need to execute. I'm just showing you really quickly where our team was halfway through our season this year and where we ended up. Maybe Weaver ends up being better than Fangio. Maybe for the Dolphins. Maybe for the Dolphins. You have to understand, again, if you have players that don't want to play, if you have players that don't want to buy into your system, you're never going to get the most out of them. But when you have players that understand, I'm the student, you're the teacher, and you're going to do whatever you can to put me in the best position so I can eat and I can get more money, I'm going to listen to you, coach. Let's go. But no, you have some players that think they know better than the coach. Don't get me wrong. At times that is true, especially if it's a younger coach. At times that is true. Maybe you got a veteran that has seen it all. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. That doesn't mean that that coach doesn't have something he can show you and teach you. So maybe Weaver might be better for us here in the Dolphins. I like both, period. I really like both. I like Fangio, that old school defense that everybody swore was super dead. Well, guess what? That old school defense won the Super Bowl and made the back to back Super Bowl champs look like a high school team. They made it was, let's not lie, guys. That was a 34-0 Super Bowl. And if you want to give them 6 points that they got that one touchdown, it was 40-6. The extra whatever amount of points that they, man, that was Dak Prescott that came in, checked in. Oh, let me, so it doesn't look as bad. Let me put up some points. The Eagles already know we don't give up, man. We got it in the bag. Oh, you're gonna get your little points here and there so you don't look so bad. You're gonna Dak Prescott this? Okay, sure, no problem. We don't care because we got the ring. We got the ring. I agree. Eagles player bought into Fangio just fine. Exactly. Exactly my point. They absolutely did. And the result of that is having top five defense in the NFL that literally destroyed the other team. It wasn't just a defense, they dropped 40 points. That is true. Because see, when you have a good team, and I did say out of the two teams, you guys heard it here the Friday before when we did our Super Bowl preview. Between Kansas City and the Eagles have the most more complete team. Offense, defense, special teams. But Kansas City has back-to-back Super Bowl champ. They got the head coach. They got the quarterback. They got the key piece in Kelsey. You know what I mean? They got some additional pieces that they found ways to win. That's why I said if this is a close game, forget it. Kansas City's winning the game. And the only way I saw Eagles winning is they had to blow them out. And that's exactly what they did. And you're right. It wasn't just the defense, but the Eagles' offense rewarded the defense by putting up points. You see what I mean? They work in tandem. Oh, you got to stop. Let's put up points. Oh, you put up points, offense. So let us reward you with more opportunities. And back and forth. That's how they did it. They rewarded each other. It's never one side that wins the game. Never. But you have to take the opportunities as an offense that your defense gives you. When your defense gets that third and out, you better put up at least a field goal. That's bare minimum. Reward those boys. Because when you do, they're like, oh, okay, we got this. You getting us points? Let's do this. And same thing with the offense. Guys, we just dropped here. We took up all this time, allowed you guys to be on the bench. We need stops. We just put up 7 points. We need you to get more stops so we can put up more points. Don't worry, offense, we got you. And that's exactly how you saw the Eagles win so insanely. And the example of that is again 34-0. That means both the offense and the defense were rewarding each other. That was a great game and well executed game by both offense and defense and even special teams from the Philadelphia Eagles. They were by far the best executing team that night. Exactly, Miss Phins. Thank you, Mr. Polk. Appreciate it. Didn't he say you need a super QB? I mean, everybody says that. And take a look at the QB. Take a look at the QBs that have won Super Bowls, with the exception of like your Trent Dilford or Doug Flutie, like random guys, that won here and there. You need that high caliber QB to be able to win it. Unless you have a super team where everything is the best, then you can have an average quarterback. No, he still can't be average. You're gonna have to have what is it? You're still gonna have to have a really good quarterback to be able to take advantage of that. Our defense is mostly fresh bread, and our offense has been stale bread. Oh, our defense has been mostly fresh bread, and our offense has been stale bread. You know what, Mr. Polk? And I know people say, "Oh, you're biased towards the defense. You love defense." I do love defense. One of my all-time favorite players is Ray Lewis from the Ravens. Oh my god, I love that guy. You know what I mean? I love defense. That's to me, defense is modern m- football periods, modern gladiators. But I love the defense. Like, ooh, look at that hit! Like it's like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? Some people love, oh, look at that crazy catch. I do too. I prefer to see the hit. That's just me. Uh, Higher caliber, Lamar turns into a water pistol in the playoffs. Hold on. I understand where you're coming from, but I think you got half that story on there because you're not about to blame him for Zay Flowers literally fumbling at the goal line. That's not on Lamar. That was a perfectly thrown pass that the rookie wide receiver fumbled at the goal line. That's not on Lamar. You're not going to put that on him. You're not going to put the fact that your number one weapon your entire career in Mark Andrews didn't drop, not just the one drop in the middle of the field to extend a play to get you into scoring position. The next year, two critical drops, and one of them literally at the end zone for that 2-point conversion. Come on. Come on. That's not an excuse. That's exactly what happened. He put his team in a position to win. But the defense had a much better defensive play. It happens, if in case you were wondering. It does happen. So that's where we're at right now in this defense. So Lamar dropped the two-point conversion to tie the game. Yeah. Or that literal touchdown. That literal go ahead touchdown to beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. But we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. There are other factors too. And if this is your way of trying to say, oh, people are out here, dropping balls for two, it happens to everybody. It happened to what's his name this year. It happened to Mahomes. It happened to Mahomes too. Kelsey dropping a critical pass, and you're like, what happened? And there was another player too. There was like two other players too that actually dropped some key passes they needed to get that first down. Happens to everybody. You can't put your team in a position to win a game when you throw two picks and you're supposed to be MVP. Well, he was MVP, A. And two, I understand, getting those two picks. How do you respond? Do you sit down, start crying on the bench, and give up? Or do you put your team in a position to win? And the end of the game, right there. Yeah. Did he contribute to that loss? Absolutely. He contributed to the loss, but he wasn't the only reason why they lost. Come on, you're smarter than that. You smarter than that, AB. Okay? You smarter than that. You know what you're saying. You're trying to be. It ain't gonna happen. So to me, with what we had, Coach Weaver, I think he did good. But give me your grades, guy. What do you think? What do you think your grades are for this team? Because, ooh, I think, I think, I think for being the first year, I give it to Weaver, man. He did his thing, and I'm happy for him. Yeah. And look, even last year, Vic Fangio, when it comes to third down conversions and all that, in third down we were 20th. In fourth down we were 8th. In red zone percentage we were 28th. But you know what's so funny to me though? We were what? A mid defense, you would say. You could comfortably say that. We were mid. Maybe some people might say we were below mid. All right. Anybody remind me what happened last year with our offense? Last time I checked, we were the number one ranking off. Well, number one overall. You know, we were number one overall. It wasn't enough. Defense A minus. Okay, I see that. It wasn't enough. Misfits, our defense has been playing well enough to keep us in some important games for the past 3 to 4 years, 5 years actually. To give our offense the opportunity to get some wins, our defense can't do it all. It's true, and at times they've even scored. Look, am I gonna always be biased to the defense? No, but I will emphasize that the notion of people saying, "Oh, we have a trash defense and the defense needs to step up." I don't understand how and maybe this might be, let me just say, I don't understand how some people in the fan base who are very active in the Dolphin community can say the defense needs to step up when you have bad play by the offense and bad execution. I can understand saying the defense needs to step up last year. Okay, they were a worse team defensively was. Not that much worse, but they were worse. Fine. Fine. Even the first year, they were just below mid overall. Just below mid. This past year with Weaver has been the most even, I would say, between the passing and rushing game where we've had success. In the last 2 years, it's been either, rushing has been a main focus, passing has been a main focus. You know what I mean? This time, I feel like it was, and I don't need to just feel it. It's the numbers are showing you. It was a little bit more well balanced. You got 19 yards in the passing game and rushing game, six in passing touchdowns allowed, seventh in passing touchdowns allowed. Our defense, ladies and gentlemen, only allowed. Let me do the math real quick. What a touchdown. 22 plus 12, 34 touchdowns. Our defense only allowed 34 touchdowns. Get out of here. You mean to tell me our defense allowed 34 touchdowns and our offense only scored 34 touchdowns? Okay. Y'all got it. Clearly, the same 34 touchdowns the defense allowed was good enough to keep them at top 10, but not for our offense. 22nd. All team, not just the defenses, offenses have flaws too. But like I explained to you, and that's why I gave you the example of the Eagles. The defense rewarded the offense and vice versa when you have only one side of the ball. Like last year, we had a much better offense. The defense was mid to less than mid, for being honest. You got to have both of them help out each other. So that's where we are. What's up, Patriots fans? I appreciate you guys. There it is. Me personally, for this defense, the fact that our goal was to be top 10 and we actually made it, I still think there's room for improvement, especially with some of these players we got. How are we going to end up looking with, the players we have in the building? I think it's going to be extremely interesting. We're going to talk about the players that are already gone. We're going to talk about the important NFL dates. We're going to do an update tomorrow, give you that information. But I think it's going to be very interesting. And if the reports are true and we're not going to be signing, if Javon Holland has earned the right to be a free agent, woo, I gotta double check. But that would be the right move for the Dolphins, in my opinion. Anyways, guys, I gotta skedaddle. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming through. If you haven't done so already, thank you, thank you, thank you for this end of the season defense review. Please do me a favor. Please, please, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, let everybody else know we are live. And watch the replay. Thank you guys. Shout out to everybody on Twitter and Twitch. Thank you guys. Take care and bye bye.